Welcome back to more Root Double. We had a interesting revelation last episode that maybe someone among us isn't telling the truth about their involvement, and Yuri ran off to run away, and we think that she might have something to do with all this. I think it's just an act. We're in a super contaminated zone, like almost 10,000 MSV. We're not going to last very long. A troubled smile rose to Yuri's face at those words. Why did you run away? Yuri paid no heed to Watase's confusion and looked him dead in the eye. Something's wrong. What are you talking about? Watase gasped. He had no recollection of ever doing anything of the sort. Okay. Her voice was filled with some unknown emotion. A mixture of confusion and terror. Her words were shaking Watase up. Watase felt something new gripping his heart. An intense fear. He somehow knew that Yuri was about to reveal something truly horrifying. Oh god, here we go, guys. Something he didn't know. No, something he should know. But Yuri shook her head. Yuri quietly walked over to him. Yuri said that and turned her palm towards Watase, only for a bizarre scene to play through his head. It was a memory he had no recollection of. Something was grabbing his wrist. It then laughed ominously. The man spotted a broken wristwatch out of the corner of his eye, and a second later, he was assaulted by intense pain akin to his brain being crushed. Something else was also welling up inside Watase. It was unmistakably fear. Watase felt that very same emotion towards the girl standing right before him. Watase immediately ran out of the elevator hall. Once he shut the door, he suddenly came to his senses. Shit. What the hell am I doing? Why do I need to run from Yuri? She's Yuri. She's not that monster. Just as he thought that, a sharp pain shot through his head. Watase held his head and screamed. The scream echoed in his skull, jumbling his thoughts into disorder. What the hell is this? I've never felt anything like this. Until now. Is this radiation damage? Is it because I've been to the contaminated zone several times? He had a horrible headache, like something was piercing through his head and scrambling his brain. The pain spread to his whole body, and his stomach felt like it was being stretched out. Watase threw up. There was nothing in his stomach, so all that came up was stomach acid mixed with blood that splattered all over the hallway. His consciousness was fading away quickly. My memories were shattered back then. My past self's memories, my Watasi screamed again and forced his consciousnness to stay where it was. His memories had been muddled by that intense headache. He looked down to find there was red vomit at his feet. What just happened to me? What was I doing? He shuffled through his memories and quickly remembered that he'd been searching for Yuri. Damn it! If I suffer this much damage from the radiation, then Yuri's in danger. The frail girl could never survive in such a dangerous place. The only thing Watasi felt was concern for her. It felt like he'd just been feeling some other sort of emotion for her. But whatever it was had completely vanished. Watasi spat out the disgusting taste filling his mouth. He then ran back over to the elevator hall. But Yuri was no longer there. There was nowhere to run from the elevator hall, so where'd you go? Watasi opened the elevator doors with that thought. The elevator car was still up on the surface floors, just as it had been earlier. Watasi climbed up the ladder through the darkness. But when he got to B1, Yuri was still nowhere to be found. Let's see here. Okay. Watasi ran around the block. However, even after looking through all the rooms, there was still no hide nor hair of Yuri to be found. Where did she go? However, wondering why she was gone wouldn't do any good. He had to keep searching. He ran towards the outer ring as he shouted that. Once he approached the connecting passageway, he saw Kazami and June. The two of them rushed over to him as soon as they heard his calls. Where'd she go? The three of them all exchanged glances. It went without saying, but you needed a level 5 or higher card to open the security gate to Area 5, but all the cards they'd acquired so far were in the possession of Watasi, Kazami, and June. No one else should have a card. Yuri's motives have suddenly become incomprehensible to them. Yet another silence descended upon them. Eventually, Kazami broke that silence with a sigh. I agree. Watasi checked his watch. It was 12:35 p.m. It was indeed almost time for them to meet up. Have I really been searching for that long? Watasi followed Kazami and June as a vague sense of dissatisfaction coiled around him. He then called out to Kazami as they walked. Kazami hung her head when Watasi said that. Indeed. Kazami was dead silent. Perhaps she hadn't heard Watasi. It was then that her lips faintly moved, releasing a small whisper. Kazami picked up the pace when she said that. She didn't turn around even from that. Watasi turned back toward June, though only faintly. He could sense something was off. June's face froze over. June breathed a deep sigh at Watasi's question. She then began quietly talking. Oh.
もう10年近くも前に亡くなった最愛の妹。
Atasi gasped at that answer.
その子はどうして？
副隊長が家を開けている間にガス爆発事故が起きて、渚が生きていればちょうどゆうりちゃんやリフトのところで死んでいたあの子くらいの年になる。常に冷静で完全無欠な副隊長の唯一の傷がそれなんだよ。あの年頃の子が危険にさらされたり傷ついているのを見ると、冷静じゃいられなくなるんだ。
Well, now I know why she was acting that way.
からさっきみたいに。
副隊長はきっと今でも家を留守にした自分を責めているんだと思う。副隊長は何も悪くないのに。
Atasi looked at Kazami in surprise. She was walking slightly ahead of them. It felt like she was being weighed down by the heavy weight of her past on that back of hers.
何をしているのですか、二人とも。はい。
Kazami's face was already back to the way it normally was, so Atasi and June answered the way they always did.
ああ、すまない。
了解。急ごう、隊長。
They then followed Kazami, all while wanting to share even the smallest bit of the bitter past that tormented their comrade. Everyone's got skeletons in their closet, I guess. Area 5, Outer Ring B2, Neuroscience Laboratory. Watasi, Kazami, and June filed into the room. Ina and Yukida were not far behind, but no one had seen Yuri.
私は地下2階を探していたんだけど。
僕もだが。
やはり見失ってしまいました。
Where did she go, and why did she leave? The gloomy look on Kazami's face as she said that led Watasi to bow his head.
すまん。
隊長のせいじゃないよ。みんなで探して見つけられなかったんだし。
Yukida suddenly spoke up when he heard June's comment.
隊長さんのせいじゃない？本当にそうなのだろうか。
Excuse me?
前から気になっていたんだが、ユーリ君は君に対して怯えていたような素振りがあったじゃないか。
That was the exact same thing that's been bugging Watasi this whole time, but someone else finally pointed it out. Kazami quizzically asked a question of her own.
浮田さん、それはどういう意味でしょう？
そのままの意味だよ。第3エリアでの捜索中、ユーリ君が姿を消したことがあったね。ああ。僕はね、あれはユーリ君が君から逃げようとしたんじゃないかとずっと思っていたんだ。
Well, she's trying to run away from me, then I don't know why.
何？
浮田さん、どうしてそう思うの？
いや、君らは気づかなかったのかね。隊長さんが話しかけると、彼女はいつもビクッと身を震わせていただろう。
Kazami and June's faces froze over.
確かにそんな素振りはあったけど。
災害の現状で要救助者が極度に怯えるのはよくあることです。ましてこの場は稀に見る劣悪環境。あのくらいの反応は普通のはずなんです。
みんながそう思いたいなら構わないがね。しかしどうだね、隊長さん。君自身には何か心当たりはないかね？
No. His voice lacked any strength. Tasi had no basis on which to deny Yukida's suspicions. As for why, it was because he didn't remember anything from before he'd woken up. Did I do something horrible to Yuri? Before I lost my memories?
どうなんだね、隊長さん。
Why would I do that?
本当に心当たりがないと言い切れるのかね。だいたい君はどうして地下に降りてきたんだね。なぜ記憶を失った？
I don't know.
それは外傷による記憶喪失は時間とともに回復するのが常だ。なのにいつまで経っても回復しない。妙ではないかね。
Well, I guess. This question had turned into an all-out interrogation. June chose that moment to cut in.
浮田さん、何か言いたいことがあるの？
We don't need fighting in the ranks.
ハルトも、そりゃ隊長さんの記憶喪失は嘘なのではないかということだよ。
What?